Hello everyone, in this video I wanted to show a very quick setup for this configuration. This is an i7 7700 and I was quite convinced that this CPU would be more efficient, but it's awful compared to the 6700 and it's using about 70 watts for Cinebench, more than 50 for Cinebench. And yeah, it's like this is like the fastest 4-core i7 that they made, and efficiency is pretty awful. This was also, of course, the start of like 14 nanometer plus. So this is, I think, is the first plus. Might be not even called a plus, this one, but yeah, that's Kaby Lake. It's basically a Skylake with some little bugs fixed in the iGPU. So the iGPU is called UHD 630. This machine is running with a dedicated GTX 1050. So these are some scores for Cinebench, and these are the scores for Ycruncher, Limpack somewhere around here, ADA64, latency stuff. So this motherboard is an h270, and that means that I cannot raise the memory more than 2400, and that's awful, of course. So memory speed is a limiting factor here. I can't find, for the sake of it, the Limpack scores. Here they are. So that's this 14 gigabyte Limpack, because this machine has 16 gigabytes. And let's go to the BIOS and see the undervoltage settings. The machine is a Gigabyte H270 G3. Nice motherboard, dual M2 slots, but no Thunderbolt, which I mean, in the Z170 series H270 there were a lot of motherboards with Thunderbolt, and then they started to take it out. Probably they were not that successful. Like, Thunderbolt was not a big thing back then. This has the BIOS bug where you launch the system at MIT, but whatever. So voltages, the undervolt is 140 for the core, which is average, maybe above average. VCCIO is 920, system agent is 950. The memory is micron BDI. Sorry, I didn't check that. I didn't show you from Typhoon Banner. 122 on the memory, and the timings are here. So 16, 17, 17, 37. This kit is rated for 16, 16, 16, but this is not giving me the best results. I don't know if it's stable, because I tested it with Ycruncher and everything, and the performance was just worse than 17, 17. So I stuck to 17, 17. TRFC 421 seems to be the sweet spot. TRFI, if I raise it to 3000, more than 3200, it starts to crash. With Limpack crashes with this one raised. XP TCK at 4, and most timings were just better on auto. And this one, sometimes it's better at 29. I don't really understand how, but default is 39, I think, and it gives the same result. So this one is reading 28 here, but it's actually, so the one that you see on the right are not the timings that the motherboard is using now. And so this one is 35, but this one is 29. Let me show you, just saving and going. So here you are. So another interesting fact: this memory was a kit of 4 sticks for a total of 32 gigabyte, but one stick in the kit was defective, and so I had to take them out and just run 16. I couldn't run 32, and I don't want to return it because it's super cheap memory. And just to notice that when I first installed all the RAM, it wouldn't boot. It would boot, but it would crash straight away with Ycruncher XMP, and it would even crash at 2133. And whatever I did, it was crashing. So I ended up taking 2 out, and that worked. And then I replaced the other 2, and the other 2 didn't work. So I figured out that one stick out of the one that I took out is bad. So it's not about running 4. It's just one stick was bad. And these are the timings, and as you can see here, it's reading 35:29. And yeah, I tried to mess around with a lot of those timings, and nothing made like a real impact on the performance. So I just stick with a lot of auto settings. Yeah, I guess that's all for the video. Super short. I mean, just a reference for myself in the future, whatever happens, to have some values to compare to in the future. But yeah, H270, like H motherboards are terrible. Like, we're terrible. I mean, nowadays you can overclock the memory on B660, B760, so that's a huge plus for performance nowadays. Back then it was really awful to get a non-Z motherboard. And I guess that's all for the video. Ciao.